Doni Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady, and I would normally say, once again, hanging out with my main man, Marty McFly, but we got to send some prayers out to him because he's feeling a little under the weather today, but he's doing much better. So today, I'm going to be throwing it to my main man, Elijah.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on?
What's going on? And we have a great guest on our show today. You guys, I love people that have that artistic vibe, that are able to do great things in the community and, you know, put beautiful things out there. Because guess what? I can't do that. All I can do is talk. But this man, he's a songwriter, he's an artist, and he's a man that is building his dream, which is inspiring others to build their dreams. And I'm talking about my main man, Mr. A. Luck. How are you doing?
What's going on? I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing real
voice,
good.
deep voice.
You can tell he's comfortable with a microphone.
Yep.
Now, for those of you that haven't for the people that haven't got a chance to know you, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is A. Luck. Out of Jackson, Mississippi, but I live here in Atlanta. I've been doing music, I say, on and off for about 7 years.
Yeah.
I kind of got serious in the last couple years, and I say from about August of last year to now, things kind of started, you know, trending in the right direction.
Right.
So, and it led me to you. So
I
here we
love
are.
it. I love
Yeah.
it. But you know what's so cool about it is that, you know, a really good friend of mine, actually the lady that does our inspirational, our motivational minute, our Prentice Hay, was the one who referred me to you and said, just had me listen to some of your stuff.
Right.
And I wanted to listen to your stuff because I've had so many different people, not her, because she's always giving me good people, but I've had people say, oh, this person's an artist. You need to listen to my boy. And then they'll send me their stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
You know?
It's always a hit or miss, man. And
Yeah.
It's a low percentage that it'll actually hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. And you've seen some of the
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah.
we're sitting in the studio going, oh, okay, yeah. All righty. Tell us about your grandma.
Right,
You know?
right, man.
So,
so
but your
bad.
stuff is hitting on point, man. So tell us, how did you decide to just, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm not playing with it anymore. You know, how did you do that?
Actually, so being a songwriter is like what I really wanted to do, and I'm still planning on doing that. But my friend had to talk me into being an artist. You know, he just told me I was like wasting a lot of time because I had talent and I could be out here doing things. And he actually invested in me. He would spend like $65 an hour on me, like doing 4-hour blocks 2 days a week in the studio.
Nice.
And he'd bring like, you know, food and all that good stuff, and he just set me up. And so after that was kind of all the motivation that I needed.
Wow.
And, and then just kind of kept going with it, and you know, here we are. So I mean, I definitely can't stop now because he's invested so much time and money and everything. It's like my business partner.
Right.
So.
Now, for people that haven't heard your music before, can you describe your music and also tell them where to get it and talk to them a little bit about what inspires you to do your music and write and put songs out?
Okay. Well, I mean, my music, I like to say it's unique but familiar at the same time.
Yes.
You know, I try to involve elements that people already kind of know and feel.
So you can get old people like me to go, yeah, okay.
Right. Nah, I mean, my mom loves my music.
I
You know,
know,
my
that's
mom,
what-
my mom's like pushing 70 and she like loves my music for real. So that's a blessing in itself. But so I just try to make it unique but familiar. I mean, my music is on it's on all streaming platforms.
Okay.
And then you can find me on Instagram at The Real A Luck.
Okay.
Anything that I'm doing, any shows, any of my music, I put a link in my bio. You can find it right there.
And could you spell that out? Because we do have some mature people with ears that might be a little slower.
I got you. It's The Real A Luck. So TheRealALuck.
There you go. I
There
think
it
that'll be
is.
the only time you got to spell it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, now, so can you explain what A Luck means? Like,
Okay.
Can you explain that, please?
That's an
That's a
excellent
great
question. That's an excellent
question.
question, sir.
I'm
Hey,
practicing, you know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take my job.
I'm learning.
So he's trying to put you out of business.
It's
huh?
all right. There's room for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so it's from my middle name, my middle initial, and part of my last name. So my middle initial is Amir.
Amir.
I mean, my
Okay.
middle name, sorry,
It's Amir. That's all right.
Yeah, my last name is Luckett, so A Luck. And then that's kind of like some of my friends, they call me like, they're like, hey, look, you know, and they kind of stuck.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
So is it like a different personality now that you have become this artist? Like, how is there a different like ego now that you're this artist? Because you said that you only wanted to be a songwriter. So did you have to recreate that or what?
No, I wasn't recreating anything. I feel like I've been cool all my life. So it
No,
wasn't really
okay.
I
recreating
love it.
I love it. Yes.
A man
But-
with confidence.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I wouldn't recreate anything. It's just kind of putting on display what's
Right.
already there. But I'm cool with being in the background, so that's why songwriting was my thing. And I just like seeing other people shine,
Right.
really. So,
Right.
and I wanted to raise the level of creativity and intelligence in music. Not to say that everything's dumbed down.
No, but you need to stay. We need to stay right there with what you just said
Right.
because you do want to. You have raised it. I mean, because you got to. If you listen to the top 40 right now, whether it's in pop or whether it's in R&B or hip hop, it's like, okay, how much more dumbed down can some of this stuff get? You know,
right.
And I don't think you have to dumb stuff down in order to build an audience. I think there is an audience out there for people that appreciate good, intelligent lyrics, good, intelligent music.
Right.
You know.
And I would say that I find a way to creatively say things and make it catchy. So that's why I say it's unique but familiar. You know, I mean, everybody wants to have fun,
Right.
But I feel like you can always slide something in there that's gonna make people think, and just kind of. So every time I say something, somebody's like, "Man, did you actually say that? You know,
Right.
did you actually? I don't really hear people talking about that, and so
Well, guess what? Join the club. People say that about me.
Yeah,
Too. So,
there we
no,
go.
except I can't.
Yeah, I'm
not
trying to stay in that elite club. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Well, so I guess I would assume you were musically gifted growing up, and then at some point you were like, "Okay, this is the career that I'm choosing." Did you have parents that kind of instill that in you? Did you grow up in a musical family?
Yeah, my mom's actually a music teacher.
Okay.
So yeah, I would be at the piano bench at an early age.
Okay.
Just kind of sitting there. I'd be in the choir stand practicing on Saturdays and singing on Sundays. And I play piano a little bit. My mom tried to teach me, but I didn't want to listen.
You don't want to. Okay, now see, you got to help me out because my daughter, I'm trying to get her to. I mean, I can't make her love piano,
Right.
But I want her to learn it because I think it's just something good to have a creative outlet like
Oh yeah,
that.
oh yeah.
But she hates it. So would it be one of those things where you say maybe you didn't appreciate it when you was a kid, but now you do?
No,
listen.
But yeah, let me speak to your daughter real quick.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
definitely wish I had finished piano lessons, like 110%. I talked to my mom about that probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's kind of what got me interested in it.
Yeah.
And my mom's an alto, so like harmonies and melodies just kind of come natural
Yeah.
to me. And I listen to all types of
I
stuff.
try to say I'm an alto, and my kids be like, "Nah, ma, you just don't."
Yeah.
Don't tell. Like don't do it.
So you whatever you want to be.
Exactly. Let me tell you something. If Macy Gray could get a recording contract, I could do a little something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
We are
wherever-
the word. No, I'm
You
just
singing in the shower, you wherever you want to be.
There you go. There you go.
That's it.
So what inspires you? Like your writing, your songwriting, is it just love stories? Is it like life experiences? Is it, just wanting to speak to what's going on in society right now?
Yeah, it's a combination of all that. Just things I experienced growing up, things
Yeah.
I see people going through.
Right.
And I just kind of combine all that to make whatever it is I'm feeling at that time.
Right.
But like I said, I always try to creatively do it. I don't do it to where, I try to do it to where my son would like sing it.
Right.
But then, people would hear it and still say, okay, yeah, you actually saying something. So I kind of try to make sure that it's a blend of both worlds.
I love that. And once again, tell people how they can get in contact with you because we want to be able to just continue to let your light shine and get your name out there, man.
Okay, I appreciate that. Once again, y'all can find me on Instagram. It's A-Luck. My Instagram is The Real A-Luck. That's TheRealALuck.
Hey,
love
There you
it.
go.
We love it, man. We love it. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I appreciate y'all.
Well, we appreciate what you're doing and putting good stuff out there. Now, tell us about any upcoming things that you have that you want people to know about.
Okay. So I'm coming out or putting together. It's pretty much ready.
Yeah.
But I have an EP. It's gonna be called 13 Hours.
I love it.
Yes, I'm putting that out real soon. I'm thinking about kind of dropping it maybe around my birthday.
When's your birthday?
My birthday is April 20th.
April
Oh, well,
20th. Cool.
You know
Yeah.
what?
420.
You should. Yeah.
Not that that means
absolutely.
anything to anybody here.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Yeah.
You know what? I just got the feeling the spirit of Marty just
Oh,
showed
just
up there.
yeah. Shout out to Marty McFly, man.
So, praise be to God. And no, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Just kidding.
There's only about a minute left, but I did want to ask that as an artist, how heavy have you been on social media and promoting your art, and like how much has that helped as opposed to somebody that's not on the other aspect of it, where you do have to push
Right.
everything out there to have some fame or make or
Make a name for yourself.
have an audience. Yeah.
I mean, social media is always going to be a huge outlet.
Mhm.
I'm like I said, I'm kind of cool with playing the background sometimes.
Right.
So I had to kind of step my social media game up. But I'm an in your face, like in person type
Right.
of person. So I tend to go to different spots and network with DJs and
Right.
and like actually like let them meet me
Right.
and and then they kind of see your character and who
Right.
you
They
are.
can feel your
Right,
energy,
right.
huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that in our next segment real quick, because that's one of the things that inspired me about you, is that you are physically doing what you dreamed about doing. And a lot of people don't get a chance to do that.
Right.
You guys, we're sitting here talking to A-Luck, and I'm Donnie the Tree Lady, and you're listening to Doni Jones Live. We will be right back in a few minutes to talk to this man about how to launch your dreams. Yeah, y'all. We are back. I am Donnie the Tree Lady, and like I said, I would normally be hanging out with my man Marty. Hope you feel better, Marty, but we are hanging out with Elijah today.
E-Money, what's going on? That is my radio name, E-Money.
E-Money, okay.
Yeah.
So no
Yeah.
more Elijah no more,
Yeah.
y'all. He is officially E-Money.
Hey.
I love it. And we have Mr. A-Luck, but he ain't no Mr. A-Luck. He's just A-Luck. I got to sound cool like the kids.
Nah,
A-Luck.
Facts.
A-Luck.
That's what they say when I go to the bank. So
Talk less.
Ooh.
Well, I need to know.
Say less,
Say
talk
less,
less,
talk less.
facts.
I'm going to learn all of it. But
Yeah.
before we went to break, I wanted you to be kind of specific, because when I meet people like you, especially young people like you that are doing your thing, I want you to tell your story, not just to inspire people, but to make people see that they can do it themselves. What would you say to an artist that's like, okay, I've got this desire to build something, to get my name out there? What would you say? What advice would you give them?
I would just say you just gotta do it.
Okay.
You can't think about it. You can't sit and mull it over and second guess yourself.
Right.
You just gotta jump out and do it. I mean, people are gonna judge you regardless of
That's
whether you do it or you don't do it.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right.
So and I'm at the point because I get comments thrown my way and people saying different things all the time. I just don't even think about it anymore
Right,
because I'm
right.
so
Have to. Yeah.
I'm in such a different space, and my confidence in myself is just at a different level. So
Right.
because I just believe that people do that because they actually want to do what they wish or what
They
they
want to
dream
be able
of.
to follow their dreams the way you're following your dreams.
But they don't have the confidence. They don't want to. They don't want to fail.
Audacity, almost, man.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't want to fail. They don't want to feel that judgment and
Yeah.
people looking at them like what are you trying to do? What
Right.
are you trying? Who do you think you are?
Yeah.
What are you trying to achieve? But at the end of the day, like a lot of times I get a lot of people. They do it like they DM me or text me. They don't say it out
Oh,
loud.
my gosh.
But they
Tell them to stay out of your DMs.
Well,
See, I've
yeah,
learned
please.
that term.
see
Get out of my DMs.
so they'll congratulate me in
Right.
private, but like out loud they won't say anything out loud. They'll say that
Oh,
they'll say that I'm motivating them and I see you and all this stuff, but sometimes out loud they don't really show that. They don't
Show you
really
the
say
support.
right.
huh?
And obviously I kind of get a lot more support from people that I don't know or people that I just
Dude,
meet.
That is a
talk
thing,
less.
man.
That's
Oh
what
my
I'm
God.
saying.
But it's all support at the end of the day because I just it just motivates me
Yeah.
either way. It
Yeah, absolutely.
motivates me. So
But it's funny you say. What were you gonna say?
No,
Elijah?
no. I just had to ask. Like, you sound so humble, but I can tell that you're also very confident at the same time. How did you find that balance as an artist? Like, you're obviously not like arrogant,
Right.
but I can tell that you know that
Right.
that you are an artist, man. So how?
Yeah, nah. I mean, I've heard that I'm arrogant before, but
Oh, really?
Really? No,
Not at all,
there's
man.
nothing about you that feels
Nah.
arrogant to me.
Yeah.
But I
It
think
just feels confident.
Yeah, I think that's just people. That's just their way of
Yeah.
saying that they're not confident in themselves.
Right.
I feel it.
But
I
it's,
feel it.
I
but
think
not-
that's what I was gonna say is that you don't come off arrogant to us because
We're also
we're
kind of
on
yeah,
level.
yeah. So you don't even have to explain it. Like
Yeah.
this is what it is. But no, I think that the balance just comes from the fact that I've been on both sides. Like,
Right.
I've experienced success and failure.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So and it comes just like that.
Right.
So there is no okay. I have to be arrogant or I have to show you that I'm this
Right.
type of person.
Mm.
If you vibe with me, you like me,
Right.
cool. If you
Yeah.
don't, cool. We all weren't meant to be friends in this
Right.
world.
Well-
So yeah,
But going back to that, you've seen success and you've seen failure, which
Mm.
reminds me of my book, From Failure to Fabulous.
oh nice,
But
great segue.
anyway.
Yeah, right.
But no, but get it on Amazon. But the reason why I bring that up is that I think that's partially where your confidence comes from.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for people that have the fear of doing something, that if they were to just get over that fear and do it and fail and then get back up, that would help foster the confidence. Have you found that to be true?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you really you won't know until you
Yeah.
actually just try, and if it doesn't work out, then now you know what did you learn from that? What could I have
Right.
done different?
Right.
Yeah.
What was one of the failures that taught you the most? Like, what was something that you thought was going to crush your spirit, and then you look back and was like, okay, that didn't kill me, and there was actually some good in it.
I worked really hard on this one song,
Yeah.
and now I go back and listen to it. It wasn't really that good. But I thought it was good at the time,
Right.
and I went and played it for like one of my friends. He was coming up in the DJ world,
Right.
So I like took it to him like, oh yeah, this is my boy. He's gonna play this. He's gonna
Right,
like
right,
this.
right.
He was like, nah, that's not.
Oh.
And I was just like, man, I had spent like a lot of time in
Hours and
studio.
hours on it,
Yeah,
huh?
like and he was
Mixing
like,
and
and he actually like referenced another song that I did that I didn't really think was as good as the one I gave him. He was like, I actually like this song better.
Mm.
And then we kind of started like arguing back and forth. And at that point, I just realized, you just gotta keep going.
Right.
You gotta. Not everybody's gonna like what you're doing.
Mhm.
And then you can't argue with people's opinions. You can't.
Right.
Like, for example, the song Saucy that's streaming on all platforms right now. With that, people kind of took to that song, and that wasn't the song that I initially wanted to promote.
Right.
But I couldn't argue with the people. I couldn't argue with people. Like, everywhere I went, people bobbing their heads.
Right,
like,
right.
And the song I really liked, they was just looking at me like,
man.
you could hear the eyes blinking, like. So I'm like, you can't argue with the people. So
Right. But but at this point, now that you've got some experience, have you figured out what it is in a song that makes people go, oh, I love this? Or another song, they're like, not so much.
yeah,
Have you figured that formula out?
I think it's just a mix between style and substance.
Yeah.
It has to, like I said, unique but familiar. It has to be something that people like identify with.
Yeah.
And it's got to make them feel something, whatever that is.
Right.
It's got to make them feel something. Like, it
Right.
can't just, like, you ever heard a song that's like, yeah, it sounds really good, but
Yeah.
it's just
It
okay.
don't hit you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't hit
yeah.
you.
Or
yeah.
you can have a song that could have been made in a basement, like
Right.
like Soulja Boy's
With like
Crank
simple
That or
beats and
something.
everything. Yeah, yeah.
And then you hear that song
But
just
it's
make you
bopping.
feel so good.
Yes.
It's like it was recorded in a bathroom.
Yeah.
So that's just, like I said, it's just a combination of like of energy, but also the substance, and you gotta make them feel something.
Awesome. Once again, how can people get in contact with you, I should say, and what's coming up for you next?
Okay. Once again, you can
Again.
follow me on Instagram. It's The Real A Luck. That's TheReal A-L-U-C-K. I'm gonna be a spelling bee champion at this.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, what's next? Like I said, I got a EP coming out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be called 13 Hours.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, I worked really hard on it. So
You got to tell us about that title, man. You
Oh,
can just
yeah.
leave that
Yeah,
dangling in the
that
air.
That sounds pretty.
Yeah, I was about to say,
interesting.
ask me why I titled it that.
Right.
Exactly.
Nah, so
Hint, hint.
yeah, I was like, yeah. So, I was doing a whole lot. Like I shot a video and I was like back and forth between here and Birmingham.
Yeah.
Like doing shows and stuff. And I went to visit my mom. They live in South Haven, Mississippi.
Mhm.
And I went up there with my brother and I was like super tired.
Yeah.
I got there and I think it was like 4:15 p.m. And I sat there. My mom and my brother was sitting on the couch. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go take a nap, Mom. I'll be right back. So I go in there and go to sleep. I wake up. And it's dark because I'm thinking I only slept a few hours, and they're sitting exactly in the same spot. Except my
Right.
brother had his shirt off this time.
Right.
I'm like, what time is it? You know, he was like, man, it's 5 a.m. It's like, I slept 13 hours. He was like, yeah. I was like, but at that moment, I realized how much I had been working.
Drained you are. Yeah.
Yeah, and I realized like I had a sense of clarity,
Yeah.
and I needed that rest, and it allowed me to understand what I needed to do, and that there's gonna be more 13 hours as while I'm on this path. So they're gonna be, it's gonna be a 13 hours part 2, and that's gonna be kind of my thing. So
Love it.
like it.
I love it. I love it. You guys, I want you guys to go out right now and check out his music. Check out what he's doing. Follow him. Follow
He's
him
on Spotify, man.
Yeah.
Follow
there we
me
go.
on Spotify.
See, I was getting ready to
Hey,
read.
yeah.
I just got the little thing that came on the phone and I tapped on it. What do you call it again, Elijah?
Man, are you on Apple?
I'm on
Music too?
everything.
Oh,
I'm on
everything.
iTunes,
SoundCloud,
everything.
Yeah,
Apple
everything.
Music, Spotify, all that.
Yep,
Hey,
yeah, YouTube. I got the singles on YouTube. So
hey,
you
yes,
can-
sir.
That's awesome. And then
love
would
it.
they just go under your name on YouTube?
Yep, you
Okay,
go
'cause
on
we
my.
want to blow all of your stuff up,
Okay,
man.
and I'm working on a video for Saucy. I gotta finish shooting that, so I'm trying to get everybody, like all the DJs I know, everybody that's kind of been on the Saucy campaign train up to this point. I want their faces in there so they can, they can know that they were there. They could be a part of what I got going on.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you for being a dreamer that's actually doing something instead of a dreamer that's just sitting there dreaming. And that makes a difference. That's why you're so inspirational.
I appreciate it.
It means it truly, and it inspires me to want to be a better person. I ain't gonna be no better artist because I'm not artistic, but
Never
it
know.
makes me want to hone my craft a lot more. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we say goodbye?
Man, I just appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten up to this point, and all the love and support that I will get in the future, and just everything that's happened, positive or negative, that's led me to this point. So, and make sure y'all go follow me on everything I just said. I spelled
There
it
you
like
go.
5.
all that.
How many times I spelled it?
Every single
So,
time.
yeah.
He's a spelling bee right now.
Please,
So
yeah.
when you spell it one more time before
Okay.
we wrap up.
All right, this time I'm gonna mess it up. All right. Now, you follow me on Instagram, The Real A Luck.
Yes.
TheRealALuck. We good. Got it.
Love it. Good. Got it. Good.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, will you come back again and hang out with us
Absolutely.
once your EP drops?
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
want a little freestyle too, so you might see
Yeah.
if you can play a
Throw
beat
something
in
in
the
there.
background or
You got
something.
20
yeah,
seconds,
talk
yeah, right. Go acapella for
I
us.
need more than 20 seconds.
Okay.
I love it.
But you're going to do that next time,
I
though,
got
right?
you. I got you.
Okay, guys. Once again, check out A-Luck. He's an amazing man, and he is somebody to be reckoned with in the future. All right? We'll be right back. Hey, guys, we love Vibrant Body Fitness, and they have been such a friend to the show that she comes in every week, or at least every other week, and tells us something good that we should be doing to make our life better. And, of course, today we are blessed to have her back again to do so, to do her thing. And I'm talking about Mrs. Arprentice Hay.
Hey.
Talk to us, Arprentice.
Okay, so Vibrant Body Fitness here with Apprentice Hay, and we have been talking all year about fitness and wellness and changing our goals and meeting our goals for 2019 and the different things that we can do, and probably how the gym kind of slowed down. We're in April now. It's probably pretty empty. I've got a lot more elbow room on that treadmill. But I want to talk to you today about determination.
Yes.
So we get tired. I get tired.
Yeah.
I have a lot going on in my life. My day starts at 4 a.m. But what I've learned is change happens in that moment when you feel like giving up.
Yes.
So when you get home, and if you're participating in our March Mile a Walk, or if you participated in that, you don't feel like walking, you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like working out, do it anyway.
Right.
You're creating new neural pathways in your brain, creating habits that will become permanent, that will help you reach your fitness goals. So I just want to motivate you. Be determined, keep going. Vibrant Body Fitness with our Princess A.
Love it. You guys see why I love her? Thank you so much for bringing us so much joy.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
That's because you're vibrant. Yes, with Vibrant Body Fitness. Welcome to Doni Jones Live with my main man, Marty McFly. But guess what? My main man is still recovering, but I am glad to tell you guys he is just like every week he's getting better and better. So we got to throw him a big party next time he comes in, right? Right, Elijah?
Yes, and it is E-Money, man. Just know that
E-Money. Okay, I can't say y'all.
I'm
I
on the
can't
radio
say
show.
Elijah
It's a
no
different
more.
personality,
That's
man. Like, I
right.
have to have a different shell that I got to pop out of and just, have this energy
I love it.
released, y'all.
Well, so today you have Doni Jones with E-Money, okay?
Yes,
I'm just going to
ma'am.
always be Doni Jones. But, one day I'm going to drop the Jones and just be Donnie. I'll be one of them people that just has one name. But you guys, we have a great show today. I am so flipping blessed right now. Y'all know I love me some young people that are doing what they do and making it happen in the world. And that's exactly what this beautiful young lady is doing. She is taking the world by the throat and making it give her what she wants.
Hey.
And I love it. That's called being a boss, y'all. But
Boss
y'all
lady.
don't know what's up with that. This beautiful woman is a passionate YouTuber. She's a college graduate. She's a social media influencer. She's an actress. She's just an amazing woman. Absolutely amazing. I'm talking about the beautiful and the illustrious Katherine Van-Lare.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Donnie. You're really hyping me up here.
Hey, it ain't hype if it's true.
It's all
No.
facts.
Okay,
It's all
that's
facts.
facts now.
Yes,
Facts.
exactly. I'm learning facts. See, I can sound cool, But no, seriously, man, I'm loving your stuff. I saw your stuff on YouTube, and I'm like, how do you do that? It's more, and I've tried. So I know it's more than just picking up your iPhone and shooting. You are really doing something, and you are helping other people do their thing by doing it. How did you get into this?
To be honest with you, the reason why I started my YouTube channel is because I was in college and I always had this passion to do something great. I've been a big fan of YouTube for a really long time, and I've always wanted to do something in the industry, but I just felt like, oh, I'm just little old Catherine from Georgia. I can't be on YouTube. I can't be an actress or anything like that.
Yeah.
I can just be a fan.
Yeah.
And I always thought, maybe I could get into some of the behind the scenes, like photography or filming or something like that. And I think one day it's really just a wake up realization, like, why not me?
Absolutely.
Every single other person who's
Man.
on YouTube or who's an actress was just little old someone from somewhere.
Exactly.
So if they are all where they are now, why can't I be if it's something that I'm really passionate
right.
about and something that I want to do?
If not you, then who?
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Right.
And you are actually doing it. And it's funny because even when we first started putting our stuff up on social media, there was literally a part of my brain that was like, I don't think anybody's gonna see me. Why would I even think that or put that out there? You know what I mean? There's just plenty to go around. But to be able to tap into something and build a platform the way you have is just crazy ridiculous. So, and then did you juggle that with being a college student, or did you have to take time off to do that, or how did you put it all together?
It was really hard being a college student, and I think that is one of the biggest things that stopped me from going for it right away, because I was like, oh, I don't know if I have time for this with school and stuff like that. But I think what kind of pushed me forward is in college, I was never really into like the parties or like going out or anything. For me, it was always just about school. And I'm like, okay, there's all these people here who can juggle going out 5 nights a week and their school.
Right.
I can juggle doing something that I'm passionate about and something that's giving to the world and school. So
I love it.
once I realized that you have... I know a lot of people hate this saying, but at the end of the day, you and Beyonce have the same 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I realized if it's something that I want to put my mind to and do it and work towards it, that's absolutely something I can do.
Well, I was also one of those students. You know, the other student that you talked about, or maybe that you didn't talk about. See, I tried to do the partying and getting my grades, and it didn't work. No, hence the reason I'm an entrepreneur right now.
Retweet. I can attest to that. The college dropouts over here.
Yeah,
folks.
exactly. True college dropout. However, my kids, y'all better finish. So, but my thing is that you were able to hone in and find yourself. Like you weren't trying to copy something else. Somebody else. Were you able to figure that out early on, or did it take time?
I definitely think at the beginning, when you don't know what to do, when you don't know the direction or where your channel's going or how you want to use your influence, one of the easiest things to do is to copy people who inspire you. But one thing
I tried copying Oprah, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Right? Haven't we all though?
Yeah, I know. Right? Go ahead.
But I think one thing that you learn really early on is that when you're copying someone else's vibe or just it's not authentic and it just doesn't have the same reach to people because it's not as organic.
And it's obvious.
It's obvious.
Sometimes, you know.
It's
like,
really,
wow,
really
like,
obvious.
Like that person is not actually being their original self. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
so true.
It's really crazy. I think when you're on camera, even when you're on a radio, everything about your personality to really get it through, it has to be amplified. You have to amplify everything.
Yeah.
So if you're amplifying something that's not authentic, that fakeness becomes amplified as well.
Yes.
So it's almost even more obvious when you're on camera not being yourself because that fakeness kind of shows through.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying because we've seen some examples of that, you know. Well, okay, I'm throwing this phone. I'm throwing this phone away. I literally turned it off and it still's going. Anywho, back to what I was saying about you. You are passionate about what you're doing and you're successful doing it. But for people that aren't familiar with your YouTube channel, tell them what your content is about and what you try to focus on.
I really focus on just things that would apply to other college graduates and just around my age at this time. I think a lot of times on social media, you look on and like, oh, so-and-so has millions of dollars and they have this perfect, glamorous life. And I really want to focus and tell people my age that there's enough room for all of us to succeed and shine and to do whatever we want. And if you look at someone who maybe wasn't born into such like a rich family or didn't have such the resources that a lot of the social media influencers do and see, okay, well, she's just little old someone from somewhere and she's out there living her dreams. Why can't I? You know, that's really my main focus. It's just motivate and inspire people to chase their dreams because I think one thing that always I come back to is we all only have one life to live and we don't even have a guaranteed amount of years.
Oh my goodness.
You know, we don't even have like, okay, 70 years for sure. So we can plan it out.
Right.
Anything could happen.
That's
so we have to spend every moment we can chasing our dreams and doing what we want to do.
Oh my God. Can I just like, I'm gonna take you with me everywhere, you know? Like, but I could take your YouTube channel with me.
Yes, you can.
I love it. But you know, to piggyback on what you're saying, it took me a while to figure out who my audience is. You seem to have already figured that out, it seems early. For me, I realized that there's a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs that love their business and they love their life and they don't see themselves ever making $100 million, $10 million. But if you can help that, I find that if I can help that entrepreneur that's making $100,000 a year make $200,000, that there's a niche for that.
Right.
Or that person making $50,000 a year realize that they can triple their income to $150,000. I'm like, there's a sweet spot there because so many of the people that I was interested in were the people that were like, you can make $100 million in the next 5 years. Well, I love that theory, but I felt like they're missing the people that are in between that love their life, you know? So how did you, like, what was the, I guess, clue to you that you had found your audience?
I think the biggest thing that made me realize, okay, this is who I'm speaking to and this is where I need to focus my energy on is just like a lot of feedback on different places. You know, like I said, when you first start, you kind of just try to emulate other people.
Yeah.
And so there's two kind of big sections, like on YouTube, there's people older than me, and then there's people a lot younger than me. There's not really the middle, like post-grad college age that I am.
Yeah.
And so at first I would try to appeal to the younger ones, but it's like 13, 14, 15-year-olds, they really don't care about what I'm doing. And then older people are just like, I have kids. What is this 22-year-old talking about?
Yeah.
So I think that I actually got the opportunity to be in a really unique niche by speaking to people my own age and not trying to be so much more mature, be dumbed down, not dumbed down, but like have a lesser down my content a little bit. So finding that middle finding that middle ground and just speaking to people and hearing their feedback from it was really helpful for me.
And that goes back to you being authentic,
Yes.
and it just shines in everything you say and what you do. Once again, how can people get in contact with you so they can support your content?
All of my social media is KatVan96, so that's KATVAN 96. And my YouTube channel, you can just search my name, Katherine Van-Lare. That's KATHERINEVAN-LARE.
Now, you already know I'm going to ask you to spell that one more time because I know, knowing your audience, I do have some young folks, but most of them are, they need to have that spelled one more time.
Yes, ma'am. So all of that social media is going to be KATVAN 96, and my YouTube channel is KATHERINEVAN-LARE.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a break, and I want to get into some meat and potatoes about what you do because you are a fascinating woman, and I don't want it to just be the hype of who you are because it's true. You do the do. It's not just about talk. So we're going to be right back with Miss Katherine Van-Lare in a few minutes. All right? Welcome back. I am Doni, the Tree Lady, and I am hanging out with E-Money.
Yeah.
And the beautiful Katherine Van-Lare, who's a passionate YouTuber. She's a college graduate. She's a social media influencer, and she's an actress. But before we went to break, I said that I want to get into the meat and potatoes of it because I think a lot of what makes you so unique is that you've been able to break down barriers and build your own lane. Part of that is being an African-American woman in a predominantly Caucasian environment. How did that shape you, and what are some of the challenges that you went through being in the environment that you came from?
I did grow up in a predominantly Caucasian society, community, I would say. Mm-hmm. And at times it was a little bit difficult because, when you're a young girl, you don't have anyone that looks like you, whose family does the same sort of things you do. Like just some.
You didn't play golf?
No, I can't say that I did, but it can be hard to find people to relate to. Yeah. And I think at a young age, that kind of made me feel a little bit just insecure and not confident in myself just because I didn't look the same and I didn't do the same things that other girls my age did. So I think that insecurity, definitely took me a long time to get over, but I realize now that bits of insecurity that planted in me in the beginning actually ended up launching me forward later on in life because I had to have that moment of realization and self-actualization where I was like, okay, like I'm breaking out of my shell now and I can be confident.
Absolutely.
So I definitely think that although it was harder when I was younger, kind of dealing with the insecurity issues, now I'm really thankful for the way that I grew up because it allows me to be original and allows me to have that coming through moment.
Absolutely. Well, you're definitely original. I will say that. And once again, you had mentioned it right before break, how to get in contact with you. But for those of us that are just people that are just checking in, how do people get in contact with you?
You can contact me on all my social medias. That's KATVAN96. That's KatVan96. Mm-hmm. And on YouTube, you can find me just by searching my name, Katherine Van-Lare, KATHERINEVAN-LARE.
Now I'm going to ask you something. And is that really your real name?
Yes, that is my real name.
Because that is just a cool name for an actress or a YouTuber or somebody that's in social media. Talk to me about being an actress because I know we've talked a lot about your social media, but you also are pursuing a career in acting. What are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm definitely it's actually lucky that I live in Atlanta because there's so many big productions that happen here. It's very easy to go on a casting website or any sort of website like that and apply for jobs. Yeah. At first, I was doing extras, just like background. We need 5'8" Black female to walk across the street at this time sort of thing. But now that I've been doing more roles, meeting more producers, I'm getting more speaking roles, and I know hopefully that will open more doors to more supporting and lead roles in the future.
Have you thought about being a speaker? Because you are amazing. I mean, you should be on somebody's platform. Call Iyanla Vanzant right now.
That's funny that you asked that because growing up, a lot of people said that I should go into public speaking. They're like, you have a loud, projected voice.
Yes.
A lot of people
should.
A lot of people said maybe a newscaster or something like that. And I love public speaking. I will say sometimes I do get nervous. I remember when I was in school and I would give speeches for classes, I'd be holding the paper and my hands would just be shaking like a leaf because I'd be so nervous. But I definitely think my voice and my projection has helped me a lot with what I'm doing with acting, with YouTube, with social media. So I think even if you're not in exactly a public speaking role, like a newscaster, a broadcaster, something like that, you can still use those qualities into things that you want to do and put it into your own avenues.
Absolutely. Well, when I was a kid, because I've kind of got that projected voice also, I remember being in kindergarten, and you know how when kids, they think something's funny, they kind of whisper in the back of the room. Well, I was doing that with my friends.
Yes.
And the teacher goes, my maiden name is Hodges. She goes, Miss Hodges, is there something you'd like to share with the classroom? And I got in trouble. And when I went after class, I was like, why did you pick me out? And they were laughing and whispering too. She goes, yes, but you were the only one I could hear. And I was like,
yes, definitely. I feel like all girls who are considered loud have had that experience before. Everyone has told me, there could be 100 people talking in the room. Katherine, yours is the only voice I hear. So I definitely got in trouble for that in school as well.
Well, what are you? I just hit my mic. What do you have coming up in the future? What are you working on right now? Some projects.
Right now, I am about to start a series on my YouTube channel. It's going to be my journey into grad school.
Okay.
I definitely think that I just graduated college in August, so I felt like in the middle, okay, I can only do one. I can pursue this acting, I can pursue YouTube, or I can pursue school and further education. And I realized I can do both.
Come on now. Exactly.
I can do both.
I didn't know where you were going with that, but I was like, I'm getting ready to check her on camera because I'm going to let her know she can do it all.
Yes, I can do both. So,
That's
and
right.
I think it's going to add another dynamic and another layer to all my social media and all my YouTube.
Absolutely.
When people can see, okay, not only is she chasing her dreams with this,
That's
but she's
right.
also pursuing even more education.
That's right.
So I'm going to be talking about, everything that I'm going to be doing to apply to grad school over the next couple months. I also definitely have a couple of films that I'm working on. I cannot say any names just because I'm under contract.
Okay,
I'm under contract.
Oh, you can't give a hint?
I'm
maybe?
under contract.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's just say it's a big deal.
How's
that
that?
How's that for a
I
hint?
love it. I love it. Well, if you could speak to somebody right now that was that girl that you were years before you got this confidence, what would you tell them, or some key things that they can do to overcome how they are feeling right now?
I think the main thing that you have to do to kind of get your confidence and start going in the direction that you want to go is you really have to look at yourself and you have to ask that question we've repeated so many times, why not me?
Yes.
There's nothing about you that
Yes.
makes it so you can't do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
If you have the passion, if you have the drive, if it's something you want to do, you absolutely can achieve that. And I think everyone who wants to pursue anything
That's
has
right.
to realize the only thing that's stopping me is me.
That's
There's
right.
no one telling you can't. There's no
That's
one
right.
stopping you. You just have to go ahead, take the steps forward, work hard, and realize that you can do it.
That's
Hey,
right.
yes, ma'am.
That's right. Everything you say is like a mini
Right.
motivational
Oh,
speech.
Lord,
you
man.
know what
She's
I mean?
on it. I
I'm
love
like,
her,
I'm just
man.
gonna
She's
stop
on
right
it.
now. Like maybe sing a song or something.
You would outshine me if you started singing.
No.
I cannot sing a note.
I can tell you this: most of the girls that I know that have these voices that project can't sing.
Yeah, they are.
I
It's weird,
can't
huh?
sing
They
it up.
can't at all.
Not at all. But people
I'm
always
no
think we can
exception.
sing.
They always ask,
I know.
can you sing? No.
The hills are
Not I.
alive. No, you don't want me to do that. So what? You talked a little bit about what's next for you. Do you see further down the line you doing something where you're like branding yourself with, a TV show of your own, or like jumping from YouTube into other areas of media? Or do you see that the fact that the internet is pretty much the wave of the future, you're not really even focused on that?
See, that is really an interesting question that you asked, because that's something I think about that all the time. Like, I just think about how huge social media has become in the past couple years, but I also think as big and as quick as something can blow up, it can also go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely want to expand my reach and my audience into all different platforms. You know, I want to be the lead role in Oscar movies one day. I want to do everything and have a TV show, have a movie, have my YouTube channel.
That's where I was going with this.
I definitely want to expand into all aspects of media that I'm passionate about and that I want to do, just because I feel like, first off, social media is entwined with everything. So when you're on social media, you can kind of dig into the other aspects as well. But I definitely want to expand my reach and my platform as long as I keep doing this.
Now, have you thought about, because I did hear you mention being behind the scenes, your own production company or something like that?
I'm usually always acting. Yeah.
Okay.
I of course with the YouTube thing, I know how to do the films and the photography and everything. But my
Because your
passion,
stuff looks good.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
really.
so,
Spot
or do
on.
you have somebody doing that for you?
No, I do it all myself.
Really?
It's actually
Self-made.
funny to think about because I've never been artistic or creative. Like whenever we had
Really?
art projects in school,
Yeah.
I'd always be so terrible at them. But for some reason, when I have the computer as a medium,
Yeah.
I think because the computer is more technology and it's not that I have to actually physically
Yeah.
draw something, I can put in what I want to happen and the computer does
Gotcha.
it for me.
Wow.
So
Gotcha.
having the computer as a medium has really helped me expand my creativity.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to expand my creativity and learn how to use the computer. So, well, you know, for people that want to get in contact with you, tell them one more time how to get in contact with them and give them some words of wisdom. God, you've given us so many words
Yeah,
of wisdom.
man, she's
I'm
hit
like,
us
you're like,
with-
I ain't got nothing left, okay?
If you-
No more words of wisdom. But no, seriously, once again, how to get in contact with you and just something you want to leave people with.
Right. So all of my social media is KatVan96. That's
Yes.
KatVan96.
Yeah.
My YouTube channel, you can find me by searching my name, Katherine Van-Lare. Katherine Van-Lare. And I just want to leave everyone with this life is so short and everyone has something that's driving them, that's motivating them, that they want to be in life. If you're not sure what that is, you can still keep working towards it. But if there's something that you want to pursue, a dream that you want to live out, keep moving towards it. Keep working towards it. As long as you're making one step towards it every single day, you're making progress and you're getting closer to what you want to do. You can do anything that you set your mind to as long as you want it and you're willing to chase
That's
it.
right.
Wow,
That's
yes,
right.
ma'am.
Once again, another motivational speech. I think you've done 5 of them so far. And just because you are so inspirational, share with us who inspires you.
Please.
Wow, that's so I could go on. Can we have more time to the clock? I think definitely one of my biggest inspirations is my mom. You know, both my parents came from another country. No money to their name, a lot of the generational wealth or the health.
Oh, you mean they were an immigrant?
Yes, they were
That's
immigrants.
awesome. We
Yes.
love immigrants.
Yes, they did everything
Country's
themselves.
a country of immigrants. Go ahead.
And so oftentimes I think, you know, if my mom can move here at 18, start a life, start a successful career, why can't I follow my dreams? Like she moved to another country at 18. Like surely I can chase my dreams as well. So I think my mom, out of all of my inspirations, is definitely one of my biggest ones.
You guys listen to that, especially Kylie and Megan Jones. Your mom can be an inspiration.
Especially.
Oh, God.
You're funny, Doni. I love you, man.
I'm talking to my own kids. But no, seriously, I am so very proud of you. And I would love for you to come back on the show and share with us more tips on how you do what you do, because you are a fascinating young woman. Absolutely fascinating. And you've inspired me to want to be better.
Thank
Seriously.
you. Thank you so much. I'd love to come back on the show whenever you're willing to have me.
Me and Elijah will talk. Believe me, we're going to be reaching out to you. But you guys, thank you so much for checking out our show. In fact, you're so good. I didn't even sell none of my own merchandise. I didn't even sell my own email, website, nothing. Don't try to get in contact with me, y'all. Contact her. But you guys, thank you so much for joining our show. I am Doni the Tree Lady. Have a great day.